Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Shri Paramagurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 2nd of February 2025. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Paramatma, residing in the heart of every being. We're continuing to examine the concept of samadhi. This is a very powerful idea that has been developed over thousands of years throughout Sanatana Dharma. So I want to go into it a bit more today. As we were saying yesterday, that the antakarana, which is the internal instrument of manas, buddhi, chitta, and ahankar. It is a composite of 4 functions. We could say 4 parts, but it is actually better described as 4 functions of one internal, subtle instrument or mechanism. That mechanism is neurological, psychological, but is actually more subtle. The brain is also a mechanism. It's a biochemical mechanism. The antakarana is intricately within the brain, linked to the brain. And it can be considered to be part of brain function, or it could be considered that the brain functions in conjunction with the antakarana. So that's probably the way Vedanta would look at it. But anyway, those are a little bit more subtle distinctions. So as what we were saying yesterday, that the antakarana has multiple roles. So it filters and organizes experience. Right now we're sitting for satsang. Right now we're seeing each other. Right now we're seeing our room. We're hearing, we're seeing, we're maybe smelling, touching. These are experiences that are coming through the 5 senses. And it is being filtered through the brain, through the mind. And then we are having an experience. Isn't it so? So the antakarana is giving us a limited experience of what actually exists, which is beyond any description. What we see of the outside world, what we see of this external reality is only a filtered experience. That's all it is. It is a very amazing thing that how it filters it this way and creates the experience of the names and forms. For example, if you take a pen or a pencil, why does it look like that to you? Take a yellow pencil, those old yellow pencils they used to make with the rubber eraser? If you look at that, is that what's really out there? No, that's not what's really out there. You would have to go into samadhi to see what is really out there. So what you're seeing as that object is a restricted, constructed phenomena from the brain, from the mind, of something that exists. Yes, something does exist, but what that exactly exists is beyond our senses. And what our senses are detecting and what our mind is filtering is giving us that experience of that yellow pencil. And then we give it a name and there's a form that we see. That is the power of Maya. The power of Maya gives us the experiences of the limited world. So when a yogi goes into samadhi, those experiences disappear. What we see with all the diversity, names and forms, it all goes away into a divine consciousness. It is the dissolution into samadhi. In samadhi, the Jagrat Avastha itself disappears. in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And these are very difficult subjects, obviously. But yogis who go into that state of yogic samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, because of extreme concentration, absorption, great devotion, the mind has just become still completely, and now it's not functioning as it was functioning before. And it is now able to see it into a different dimension completely, where this avastha, even though it may be there, it is as if it is not there. And if you're just lying down in dhyan, dharana, samadhi, this world disappears, completely disappears. And that's the amazing thing, that samadhi means, as we said 2 days ago, samadhi means that there is the absolute stability, equanimity, balance, harmony, awareness, wisdom, insight, all that is there. And in that state, there is a dimension that opens in the present moment, where there is complete absorption in the present moment. Because the mind has become so focused in the present that the focus that was there in the past, for the past and for the future, fades away. It's the fading away of the activity that we usually think about in terms of the future, in terms of the past, that fades away. And there is only the pure experience of now. In Sanskrit, that is called Kalatit, the power of now. As Eckhart Tolle has mentioned. Hold on 1 second, please. That is called the power of now. The power of now is what? Now is the only thing that is there, actually. That is only reality. That is the Turiam. That is the consciousness. That is now. But the past and the future, the fluctuations of these two stop. This state of present centered awareness allows for direct perception of reality, unclouded by thoughts and memories. So our thoughts and our memories, our emotions, the thoughts, emotions, memories, desires, the energy flow within, etc. All of that clouds perception. Right? So present-centered awareness unclouds perception. It is unclouded by thoughts and memories. You see what the word cloud means, right? When you have a cloud in the sky, the sunlight is obscured. Sunlight is always there. The cloud doesn't destroy the sunlight or anything like that. It is an obstruction. So when we come to the absorption in the present through 9 forms of devotion, through choiceless awareness, through many ways of going about it, come to complete present centeredness, then there is direct perception. And that direct perception is where the fantastic reality, the higher transcendental reality, it is available for us, and that is samadhi. Samadhi is not just a state of mental calmness, but a transformative experience that reveals the underlying unity of all things and leads to profound wisdom and self-realization. Samadhi is the underlying unity, the underlying oneness, the ekatva of everything, of everyone. And that is samadhi. So when we are seeing the objects outside, when we come out of samadhi, the brain, the mind function in their normal way, in their usual way, we see the world. It snaps back in. Yes. But even when it snaps back in, there is still the Jnana Samadhi. One is interacting as if one is still in Samadhi. And that is living liberation, Jivan Mukti. So it's living liberation. And in that living liberation, there is a fantastic, wonderful type of life. The life that a yogi has is completely free, whether millions of people are around that person or nobody's around that person. There's no disturbance inside. The internal agitations like loneliness, like things are missing all the time, all that disappears. So the day-to-day, the hour-to-hour experience continues. That activity done by a yogi, it becomes karma yoga. It is all done as seva. 100% activity performed in the relative realm is seva. It is not done through ahankar, that I am doing something for my own satisfactions and vasanas and things like that. No. Every action, every breath, existence itself is seva. This is why in Shikshapatri, Swaminarayan Bhagavan has written Maharaj has written a very beautiful point. The seva muktischa gamyatam, tatta brahmatmana krishna seva muktischa gamyatam. How beautiful. That while we are here and when we leave this body and go into the abode of the Lord, there's constant seva. Seva meaning seeing God is seva. You're just absorbed in that loving relationship. And then here, the same Paramatma, the same Brahman, same truth is here, present in everyone. So any action that is performed as a seva. And that is how we bridge together Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Triveni Sangam. 3 rivers coming together. They come inside of us. This is how Samadhi opens up. That we are a Karma Yogi, a Bhakti Yogi, a Bhakta, a Jnani. It all comes together. And it comes together inside that Bhakti is love, Jnana is wisdom, Karma is non-egotistical action. Very simple. And they all are together. They are only one. There are 3 ways of expressing the one truth only. But they are words we are using specifically to gain a deeper understanding, a deeper wisdom regarding the path towards samadhi. Because we're alive. We're alive in this world. We have to perform actions in this world. But when we are performing activity without any kind of the ahankar behind the activity, meaning the ahankar that is inside the antakarana, is no longer functioning with that limitation, with the worries and tensions and fears. It's not limited. It's not functioning anymore in terms of the ego, the sense of me versus you. The individuality remains, but it doesn't remain like in a divisive sense. And even though it is still filtering and organizing experiences of the world, the Antakaran is doing that. It still is awakened further because of samadhi, so that the individual, the jivatma, is aware of the limitation. And one is never caught inside that limitation due to the construction of the boundaries that obscure the very nature of the true self. The true self is what we are. What is the nature of the true self? It is free, it is unbound, it is Sat Chit Ananda. That is what it is. That Satchidananda is not going to come from somewhere outside. It's who you already are. You are already that. Thou art that. So avidya vanishes. The whole goal of Advaita Vedanta is the dissolution of avidya. That these boundaries that are created by the antakarana, which are central to the experience of avidya, dissipate. They disappear. Because they are the root. All those boundaries are the root of all existential suffering. Remember these points. We talked about this maybe yesterday or the day before, about existential suffering. Why is there suffering? Because of misapprehension, avidya. And this is where when avidya vanishes, the anubhav, experiences of spirituality are available for us. And each moment, each day just keeps evolving. It is an evolution into higher reality, the Brahmic consciousness. While living in this beautiful world, in fact, living in this world now with a new vision that this world is only Brahman. It's not anything other than that. And this is Advaita Vedanta. It is realizing that the waves and the ocean, the millions of waves in the ocean are only the ocean. And there is nothing separate like a wave from the ocean. When we say that there is a separateness of this world from Brahman, that is where we are in avidya. When we are able to perceive and see without the boundary-laden phenomena of all as Brahman, that is where avidya has vanished completely. Avidya has been completely overcome. So there's two words, vidya and avidya. Vidya means wisdom, realization, understanding, seeing things as they are, realizing the truth as it is, and not getting caught inside illusions, distortions, ahankar, ragadvesha, etc. Not getting caught in the vortex of ajnana. Not getting caught in that. That is a jnani. Jnani is not one who just knows a lot of information. Jnani is one who is not caught. That is a jnani. That's the difference. That's the difference between a jnani and an ajnani. You may have a person who is well versed in scriptures and knows lots of information. That's okay. That's good. That has benefit. Hopefully that will lead to jnana. If real jnana happens, opens up, you cannot get caught inside Maya. Maya doesn't catch the person who is a jnani. Not at all. Maya is just energy only. That actually it connects beautifully with jnana. There's no issue of Maya left at all about getting trapped in ignorance and all those things. That doesn't happen anymore. Because one is living outside the dimension of existential suffering. Existential suffering is the problem of life. Suffering still may be there bodily in other ways, but one is not identified with it because one is realized ananda. Even though ananda is there, bodily experiences come and go. Body experiences, they are going to come and go. They're kriya. In Vachanamrut Vartal 11, Shriji Maharaj explained it this way. He said, Chaud indriyoni kriya potane vishay nathi manta. The activity continues. 5 Gnan Indriya, 5 Karma Indriya, and 4 Antakarana. The 4 aspects of the Antakarana. It all continues. But that's not who I am. That activity is not me. That activity is going on. That activity continues. Bodily activity continues, but one is completely beyond the entanglements and the limitations of the bodily activity. Hence, one is free inside oneself, within oneself, as oneself. And in that freedom, one continues the upasana of Paramatma, Parameshwar. Bhagavat upasana continues in that state. And this is the essence of millions of scriptures. If you were to take 1 million Sanatan scriptures and other religions also, this is the essence of this point only. Come to the Brahman, that you are beyond all of the fluctuations of the mind, body, senses, and the fluctuations of the world. And Bhagavat upasana. that upasana is never lost, never damaged. This is the essence. In Shikshapatri, this is written. This essence is written as Nijatmanam Brahmarupam Dehatraya Vilakshanam Vibhavyatena Kartavya Bhaktihi Krishnasya Sarvada. See? So one is in the Brahmic state, in the Bhakti of Sri Krishna, Bhakti of Bhagwan Purushottam, Paramatma, Parameshwari, jo Ishtadev hai, that Bhakti continues. And this is the essence of all the scriptures. And also, one more point before we close. All of our energies, Shakti, it gets completely harmonized. It is a way to harmonize Shakti by understanding these ideas and living in this state. So Shakti automatically comes in the right balance. When we are in resonance with the Brahmic state and Upasana of Paramatma, everything automatically balances. It's like automatic alignment. Automatic alignment of all the chakras, automatic alignment of life, automatic alignment of everything falls into place. Automatically. Because one is in resonance with that dimension, with that truth that is beyond existential suffering, beyond avidya. So with that, I want to offer my prarthana to all the great sages and to Bhagavan, that may all human beings be happy, be free of conflict. May the pain, suffering, trouble we are causing for each other, may that end. And may we serve each other, may we help each other, may we grow together, may we think together, may we contemplate together. This is our sadhana, that we come together in love and affection, in camaraderie, as it is said, in communion as humanity. And this is the Vedantic vision. That is the only solution to human problems. There is no other solution. Otherwise, we will be constantly in war and conflict without any end. And the pain doesn't stop until the truths of Vedanta are opened up from inside. We will not be able to find a way out of existential suffering, and conflicts continue generation to generation. So we don't want that. And the only thing we can do is improve ourselves, serve the world in whatever capacity we can, make our lives better, encourage others in our purview to do the same, and leave the rest to God. Leave whatever is not in our purview, leave it. Don't put that as a burden inside the mind. There's that beautiful expression, let go, let God. Learning to let go is extremely important. Extremely important. And then letting God means that is bhakti. That is Bhagwan ka karta. God is doer. He takes care of it. We cannot, our intellect is limited. How much we can understand of all these things. We can understand to Lord, but still, there's beyond our imagination, all these things. So we do our part, do satsang, bhajan, bhakti, and just one final thing, ashray. Bhagavat ashray. I'm just a small child at your feet, O Lord. That is the best relationship. Sachin's recommendation to everybody, for myself first, keep that beautiful child relationship. I'm just a child. I don't know anything. Sachin doesn't know anything. I'm just a small particle of dust at your feet. Just a small child, that's it. And you take care. And when we are in that bhav, that is the best. Then we don't have to worry about anything. We don't have to keep any burden at all. It is called ashray. Bhagavat ashray. That is the most beautiful relationship with the divine. So with that, let's stop here for now. I know I went a little over time here. Om Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Divalingaya Namaha. Urdhvalingaya Namaha. Anandalingaya Namaha. Dvatas Jyotirlingaya Namo Namaha. Om Trambakamichame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Aim Brim Klim Chamandai Viche Swaha. Om Durga Rakshini Thata Swaha. Om Shri Radha Krishnar Parnamastu. Om Hrim Swaha.